before we go into where today, is about the passing of Benjamin Zephaniah. As you can see there, he passed away actually the 7th today. Um, do
Mm.
any of you know much about Zephaniah? Matthew, do you know Zephaniah?
I think he was the poet.
Mm,
He was, and a socio-political commentator in many ways, and he was revered and looked up to by many. I wasn't really a follower, and I don't know if I can. There's time to really get into why and all of that stuff, um, but I think it's important to recognize that he had a platform and a free speech to say what he felt was important to say about our community,
mm,
about our experiences of colonialism for his generation, the generations before him, and its effects on society today. So
mm.
there's a lot of controversy. Let's say a lot. There's controversy surrounding him, like any social political figure, but it's I want to acknowledge, and I think he was Jamaican. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not
Yeah,
entirely sure, but I just want to recognize, that his contribution to the discourse around colonialism and its legacy.
yeah. Well, Benjamin Obadiah Iqbal Zephaniah was born and raised in Birmingham, England.
Mm,
You cannot remember a time when he was not creating poetry, but this had nothing to do with school, where poetry meant very little to him. In fact, he had finished full time education at the age of 13. His poetry is strongly influenced by the music and poetry of Jamaica and what he calls street politics. His first real public performance was in church when he was a 10-year-old boy. By the time he was 15, he had developed a strong following in his hometown of Handsworth, Gary, where he had gained a reputation as a young poet who was capable of speaking on local and international issues. Gary, he's a local gentleman near to you.
Yeah,
Gary.
well, I didn't know him. I knew his nephew. I worked with his nephew some years back. I was a manager for his nephew, but I never really met him.
Yes, yes, yes. Because he, and Herbert, what's your take on Benjamin Zephaniah, the late
Well,
Zephaniah?
the the bit that I've read about him, he's he's a man of his word
Mm,
in words and deeds. Um, he refused the MB, I think it was,
yeah.
and he said that the reason he refused it, as the Rastaman will say in Jamaica, he's been burned in a fire a long time on the monarchy, and for him
Mm,
to accept it would have been going against what he believes in.
yes.
So I think like in most places, if you want to keep someone quiet, you promote them, and he refused that promotion.
Mm. And if
mm,
we somebody just say well, he was 65, spoke truth through poetry and music as well. You mentioned something a while ago about speaking truth in order to keep the truth and for people to sort of, what should I say, in Jamaica, to kibble your mouth.
Yeah,
They'll give you something, some honor when
yeah.
persons speak out.
Hmm.
You know, in Matthew,
mm,
is that what you see about these MBOB? Because I mean, even Jamaica is talking about removing the king as the head of state. People are still
mm.
enjoying the MB, I see the MBs and CB and all these things as a way of sort of still having a semblance of colonialism.
Mm. I think there's definitely that's a legitimate statement. Definitely, I think. See, for me, the British Empire, as it was known, and what brought us as West African, Sub-Saharan African people into it, that no longer exists in that form. The Commonwealth does exist, and I don't understand why there isn't like an award that acknowledges your Commonwealth affiliation, as opposed to just saying you're a member of the British Empire. That is problematic, and I don't know who is advising the people in power about these types of things, whether it is the king or the former queen, the late queen's advisors, etc. It's a long going award, but I think that it should have been tailored to this reality. We have a Commonwealth Games, we have other Commonwealth things happening, year on, year out. The Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. There should be an award that recognizes somebody as being part of the Commonwealth, which means that they have a kind of service to the wider public rather than just being a representative of an empire, which is colonial and problematic.
Yes. What do you say, Herbert, about that point, Gary?
I think these awards are long been outdated, and just handing them out willy-nilly to everybody and their microwave, it has lost its essence. Yeah, I think it's full time now. They recognize people for their hard work if they're going to do, and not recognize someone because of their family background or one special thing that they may have done.
And Gary, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, well, I thought that you were going to go a little further with the CBE and the OBE and the
No.
MBE.
Gary, I just opened it. I just opened the ground. Is for you to dig deeper.
Well, no, you open it, but you just don't jump in. That's your problem. I mean, people, the government uses these things to shut people up because it so happens that quite a few people, yes, okay, I think, I really believe. Hello, Michelle. It's great
Michelle,
to
hi,
see
Michelle.
you.
How are you? Great, Michelle. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that when Zephaniah refused, he was well received. He was respected for that because some people do know that when you're recognized in this way, it more or less keeps, well, as you did use, I'm sure you used the term kibber. It really locks your mouth up. It kind of quietens you down. It kind of suppresses you because you then have a sense of loyalty to the hand that has given you such accolade. And I think that if more of our people used it really to highlight the inadequacies of their own cultures. It doesn't really matter which culture one may be from, West Indian, East Indian, Eastern European, wherever you may be from, and you are recognized in this way, that it should allow you to speak more clearly the injustices that is happening in society in whatever way, in whatever fashion. But it does not happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. And if I'm thinking quite clearly, when Zephaniah did refuse it, he did receive some negative. He did receive some negative responses, but he was not fazed by that anyway, which I do take my hat off to him about that, because that even caused him more to dig in and to speak out against the injustices that was happening in society.
So could we say then, and I'll ask you guys, you're being told that you're going to get a CB, OBE, or so based on the work that you're doing. Would you accept it?
I've asked myself that question, not because I'm somebody super important, but I think in life you need to be prepared for the things that can come and how you would discuss it with somebody else if it did. I don't think I would take it, and it's not because I don't believe that we should have a monarchy, or because I hate the United Kingdom or anything like that. But as I said previously, I think that the title of the award is problematic. There are other politicians. There are people that are kind of in Her Majesty's or His Majesty's government that are not, that are maybe, and over the decades, over the centuries, that haven't maybe been the biggest monarchists. They have been home secretaries, they have been prime ministers, etc. They also have a position of power. They're not rejecting it just because it comes from His Majesty's government or Her Majesty's government. I think that you can use the title that you're given in order to affect good change, but a title like, which is symbolic, like Order of the British Empire, a member of the British Empire, like, as I said before, it has too many negative connotations. I would rather have one which had the word Commonwealth in it. Just as the British Empire was changed to British Commonwealth, this should also follow the award. I think, as I think it was Herbert that said that it's outdated. It's an outdated terminology. And it just evokes too many problems. So leave that term behind and use Commonwealth. It is far more well received by the vast amount of ethnic groups that came under the British Empire.
Someone said on TikTok, says, if you won't sell your soul, you'll be stonewalled. Herbert, if the king
Yes.
call you and say, take this OBE.
Well, he'd have to justify why he's giving me. Right? He'd have to identify the works that I've done for me to deserve being given an MBE or OB or whatever B he wants to give me. Right? But just handing it out like a loaf of bread on at the bakery is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Hand it out like bulla.
Yeah.
Hand it out like bulla, like a piece of bulla. You want patty? You want cocoa bread? Yeah. Okay.
Some sky juice in it. Let's get some sky juice, man. Sky juice. What's going on?
Bag juice, yeah. It's the order of bag juice award, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because as I've said before, you promote someone, you keep them quiet because you're indebted to you, right? So if you're going to promote someone and allow them to speak on the issues that is burning at the time, then that's fine, because at least you're acknowledging that they're worthy of it.
But Doreen Lawrence her mouth has not been closed. She's
No, but
been
a
a
lady.
lady.
No,
She's a lady.
because he didn't accept the award, so he
But
continued to
Doreen
burn that
Lawrence.
fire.
No, I'm saying Doreen Lawrence, because you said
Mm.
we said sometimes they use it as a way to keep people quiet. Doreen Lawrence still speaks up as she's what, Baroness?
Yes,
Yeah.
she
Baroness,
speaks on
she sits
certain
in the House of
issues,
Lords.
right?
Yeah.
But for a man like Zephaniah, who has been burning an eternal fire, according to Capleton or Sizzler, right? He wasn't. I do not think he was a politically correct person.
Yes.
No.
Hence, he
Mm.
in their eyes, he was not a popular person.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna quickly move on from here. Remembering Benjamin Zephaniah, 1958 to 2023. May rest in peace. Benjamin Obadiah Iqbal Zephaniah was a British writer, dub poet, and actor. He was included in the Time list of Britain top 50 post-war writers in 2008. Zephaniah won the BBC Young Playwright Award and was awarded at least 16 honorary doctorates. Award at Ealing Hospital was named in his honor. But what they have not said here is that he refused to take the OBE. Can I say that? I'll just add to that bit there. Born 15th of April 1958, Handsworth, Birmingham, of Jamaican ancestry. Died 7th of December 2023. Education, Broadway Academy. Siblings, Velda Zephaniah. Spouse, Amina Zephaniah. And may he rest in peace, and that his legacy and the boldness of him continues. Yeah. Okay.